I'm joined today by Palmer. Right, Palmer? Yeah. Palmer is one of my boyfriend's dogs. My boyfriend has 3 dogs and Palmer is his 1-year-old German Shepherd. You'll see him sometimes in the background of my videos and pictures because sometimes I babysit him during the day. Hey guys, it's Jenny and welcome back once again, finally, to Solid Gold. As you can see behind me there, I've made some pretty exciting changes to my patio bowl pond. So that's what I'm going to talk about here in this video and give you guys a quick little update on how the big pond out there is doing. But before we get to that, right off the bat, I just want to apologize for being gone for the past 3 weeks from YouTube. I don't want to go into too much detail because my channel is about my pets and it's not really about, you know, my personal health problems and all of that. But I do feel like since I was gone, I owe you guys some sort of an explanation. So what I will say is I have struggled for the past 10 years with depression and anxiety, mostly depression, and I also have a lot of different chronic pain issues that are really severe and impact my life on a daily basis. I'm sure a lot of you guys that have similar problems can relate to this, but every once in a while I just reach a breaking point where I've been being strong for too long and I just can't anymore. And sometimes that happens and I just need to like unplug from everything and just focus on surviving day to day. I know it sounds really dramatic, but that's honestly the reality. I've been like a little bit overwhelmed by the positive responses that I've gotten from you guys when I shared about this on social media. I don't know why, but for some reason I just wasn't expecting that, and so many of you reached out to me publicly and privately. I just want to let you guys know how much that means to me, truly. It really means so much to know that so many of you guys actually care about me on a personal level and not just, you know, my videos and my pets. I just wanted to let you guys know what's been going on with me and let you guys know that right now I'm actually in a really good place and I feel like I'm on the upswing again and really looking forward to getting back into making videos because I've missed this. I really have. As you guys saw from my video a few weeks ago when the Aquascape and the Tropical Water Gardens teams came here and made my backyard pond for me and brought me this patio bowl pond, Greg, the pond guy, also brought me 2 tiny baby red-eared sliders. There you go.
See ya.
They were adorable, I loved them, and then unfortunately we learned that red-eared sliders are actually a pretty strongly restricted turtle species here in the state of Florida, which is it's not widespread throughout the entire country, but of course, you know, wildlife laws vary from state to state, and we just did not know that red-eared sliders were restricted here in Florida. So once we found that out, I gave the turtles back to him, and maybe sometime in the future I'll have turtles again. Probably not anytime soon just because I have a lot of other pets to focus on right now and I have a lot of projects going on too. But I definitely can say now that I love turtles and tortoises both, and I would love to have one again in my life in the future at some point. Since I had to give the turtles back, it left me with an opportunity to clean out and redo the patio bowl pond, maybe in a different way, and have some fun with it and experiment and play around. And Grim is over here eating all of my new beautiful plants. Grim, please don't. But anyways, this is what it looks like now, and this is how I went about setting it up. First, I completely cleaned out the pond basin and set up the pond filter urn. This filter urn works in the same exact way as like a hang-on back filter would for an aquarium. It uses a pond pump, which is hidden by the shelf inside the basin, to pump water through a hose leading into the filter urn. The water passes through a about 2-inch thick sponge for mechanical filtration before passing through a large amount, it's about a gallon's worth, of ceramic cylinders for biological filtration, and then being returned back into the basin. The filter urn comes with a lot of biological filter media, which is a big plus for goldfish because they're big fish that require heavy-duty filtration. And not only is the filter urn very functional, but I also think it looks really nice. There are, however, a couple things that I didn't like about it. It didn't come with a hose that was long enough to really set it up properly. So for effective circulation throughout the whole basin, you would want ideally the intake and the return located on opposite sides of the basin, but the included hose was really only long enough to put the intake almost directly under the return, which would cause the water on the opposite side of the basin to not get circulated at all. It also didn't come with a hose clamp to prevent leaks at the connection site, so I made a trip to the hardware store to get a longer length of hose hose and a hose clamp, and once I did that I had no problem setting it up. The other thing I find annoying is that when the water pours back into the basin, some water gets kind of, I would say, wicked backwards down the base of the urn and then leaks out of the pond. And it also creates quite a bit of backwards angled splashing, which gets the floor around the basin wet as well. So I'm still tweaking things to see if I can reduce the amount of splashing and leakage, and I think I'll eventually come up with a solution for this, but overall though, I still think it's a really great concept and I like the urn filter. I wanted to keep the bottom of the basin pond bare without any substrates so that fish poop and uneaten fish food wouldn't build up in the substrate and I wouldn't have to really thoroughly clean it or gravel vacuum it. I also just kind of like the cleaner look of no substrate anyways, but that's a personal opinion. But the plants still needed soil or something else to root in, so I picked up these fabric underwater plant pots from Aquascape to pot them in. And I headed over to my friend Kathy's place at Tropical Water Gardens. Kathy's hooking me up with some plants. Thank you so much, Kathy.
You're welcome.
What do we got in here?
Okay, so this one is a blue-eyed grass. So this is more of a hardy plant. It likes the cold temperature, the cooler temperatures, and will bloom this time of year.
All right.
And then we have, this is a Louisiana iris. It's a purple, will have a purple bloom. It's also a hardy and will bloom usually in April maybe.
Okay. With purple flowers?
With purple flowers, really pretty purple iris. And this is Canna, Australia. And it has it's a tropical, so it will bloom in the summer. And it has a deep orangish red bloom on it.
Oh wow.
And then we have Creeping Jenny.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah. Gotta have Creeping Jenny. And then that will just kind of just vine out and lay on top of the water.
Pretty.
Oh, whoops, we have a water lily too.
Somewhere
where
in
are you at? So we have a little baby lily down here.
So cute.
I'm thinking that this one is probably the Pamela variety lily.
Okay.
And will have a bluish purple bloom.
Ooh. I got some plain, non-clumping, unscented kitty litter and mixed it about 50-50 with some topsoil to create a heavier clay soil for the plants to root in. You don't want to use a light potting mix for underwater plants since the dirt in those potting mixes is very light and will just end up floating all over the place and creating a mess. So adding clay, in this case in the form of kitty litter, and using a top layer of river rocks is going to help keep the soil around the plants in place. Once my plants grow and fill out more, I really want it to look like a lush wall of different types of plants. So I decided to split up the plants and I potted multiple plant types in each pot. I also put some aquatic plant fertilizer beads at the base of each plant, and I planted the tropical lily in its own pot at the very bottom of the pond basin, and already after just a day the stems are already growing really fast so that the lily pads will soon be sitting on the water surface, which is kind of exciting. After adding all the plant pots to the pond basin, I finished filling it up and I was totally done setting it up. I know that I want to have probably 2 goldfish in here, but I haven't quite decided yet what goldfish I want to have in here. 1 or 2 tosockins would look really beautiful in here, or maybe even a watanabe or 2. I don't know, there's so many options, but the Central Florida Koi Show is coming up in March. I'll put a link down below in the description section so you guys can check out the details and maybe attend the show if you want to. I'll be attending and I'll be on the lookout for some new fish that I could potentially add to this. So yeah, there's my newly set up little patio pond. I absolutely love it. It's kind of a neat little decorative element to add to my patio here. But now let's have an update on the big pond as well. It is looking beautiful. I am absolutely loving it. For the first like 2 weeks after having it, I spent almost every single night out on the patio just looking at it and listening to it. It was so beautiful. There is some algae growing on the waterfall rocks. I don't know yet if that's going to be an issue or not. Probably if it grows too long I'll have to do something about it. Probably just manual removal. But actually I think it looks kind of pretty, so I actually kind of like it. Here's a rock from the waterfall. You can see all that algae on there. And the pond is clear now. It's all cleared up so you guys can see how deep it is. It's actually pretty deep in there. And you know what, guys? I think I'm gonna walk in. Should I walk in and see what it's like? I have never done this yet. So this is a first for me as well as for you. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so cold. Palmer, what am I doing, huh? All right, I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom, you guys. Wow, it's very cold. Okay. All right, we're doing this. Oh my. Whoa. Falling over. Wow, that's really cold. Hey, it's kind of nice actually. So yeah, at the deepest point, it comes up to my knees. You want to come in? Alright, well anyways, it was all clear and now I just stirred everything up, so way to go me. One new thing with the pond is I got this fake rock skimmer cover. Before there was just some Spanish moss on there, and I went ahead and ordered this fake rock skimmer cover. So, I mean, it kind of sticks out because it's a lot bigger than the other rocks, but probably if you didn't know that it wasn't real, you wouldn't really think twice about it. So, it's really cool. It looks super realistic, and it just covers up my skimmer. There's the skimmer cover. Here's the net, which I probably need to clean out because I haven't done that in a while. Oh yeah, that's full of leaves. Let's clean that out. They said it's about 350 gallons in total capacity, so obviously not big enough for koi, but I'm perfectly okay with that because I love goldfish, so I'm going to be adding some goldfish to the pond. I don't have them yet because I'm waiting for the Orlando Koi Show, which is coming up March, I believe, 9th through 11th, and all the details as far as where it is and times and dates is going to be down in the description section below. But I'm really excited because last year there was a vendor there that had little baby, like 3 to 4 inch Joaquin for sale, and I want to get probably a group of like 6 to 8 little baby Joaquins and put them here in the pond and watch them grow up into big, beautiful Joaquin pond fish. That's gonna be awesome. Well guys, that's about all I have for you for today's video. I would do an update on the fish room, but honestly not a lot has been happening out in the fish room these past few weeks. I am currently waiting on some custom made backgrounds to come in from Aqua Decor. I found out about Aqua Decor because of Joey Mullins, so I have to give them all the credit for turning me on to this awesome company, but they make the most beautiful, most realistic fake rock backgrounds, and I reached out to them on his recommendation, and they're going to be making 4 aquarium backgrounds for the 4 tanks that I already have out there in the fish room, and I'm just waiting on those to be done before I can move forward with fully finishing the setup for those 4 tanks. And then after that, the unit that's going to have 6 different terrariums on them from Custom Aquariums is going to be showing up sometime mid-March, probably early to mid-March. So that'll be the next big project, setting up all those terrariums for my poison dart frogs and my leopard geckos and some other types of reptiles and amphibians as well. So that's all coming up. There's a lot of good stuff coming up on the horizon. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you so much for all of your support over the years. It means so much to me. Check out the link right over here to check out some of my goldfish art prints that are for sale on my website. I'll see you next time, and until then, stay gold. Get a drink. Is this your big fancy water bowl, Palmer?